Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you doing? Happy Wednesday, chat, and what a Wednesday it has been. You guys saw we now have ULA successfully entering an elite group dedicated to being able to launch humans into space. That's right, Boeing Starliner crew flight test launched this morning successfully. It's 16 hours away from the International Space Station. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but they're basically on their way to the International Space Station. All seems to be good so far. And yeah, we have now very good news for the Boeing Starliner after a very troublesome development path. But we're here, chat. It's that close from finishing its certification process and getting fully certified to enter commercial crew operations. This, of course, being the, as far as I know, this should be the last, basically, test flight before the Starliner capsule should be good to go. Good to go to directly compete with SpaceX and others. All right, but today, chat, we are going to do a little bit of an early stream and a little bit of a short stream up at 4 a.m. tomorrow to cover flight test number 4. That's right, Starship launching in 12 hours, just over 12 hours from now. So I'm in Mountain Time and it's set to launch at like 7 a.m. Central. So that's 6 a.m. for me, and I want to start coverage probably like an hour to an hour and a half early. So yeah, we're going to be here. I'm going to be waking up at like 4 a.m. So we're going to do a short stream today, gearing up for the launch coverage tomorrow. That is the goal. 12-hour stream. No, my wife would not let me do that. No, I kid. But I do have work tomorrow as well, so that I got to get some sleep, okay? I have to get some sleep for being functional tomorrow. I'll try to join. Yeah, no worries. But anyways, today, chat, in KSP, we are going to get back to, I think we're going to do a little bit of a more intense coding stream today. I want to do a couple things. One, we have another lunar mission for a contract to complete. We got to get that done. And then I want to take a look at our DCX vehicle and see if we can improve and tweak some of its landing guidance. It's pretty good, honestly, for the linear control that we've implemented. It goes up to 70 kilometers and it comes back down within 400 meters of the pad. Pretty happy. A couple of things I want to try to see if we can't make it even closer. I'm not expecting it to be like SpaceX landing on the X marks the spot, right? Now, I don't plan on having that kind of accuracy, but I am hopeful that we can do a little something. So get a little bit closer, maybe on that landing zone, which seems to be roughly like 100 to 200 meters circular. If we can get it in there, I'd be pretty stoked. But anyways, chat, let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? Alrighty then. Yes, we're doing great on money, by the way. We have money that we could upgrade some things if we want to. We could, but I think I want to save up, so the first thing that we can unlock is actually the upgraded research facility, and that's like 16 million. So that's what we're saving up for right now. Why? Because I want the last little bit of tech that we can unlock, chat. I want to be able to unlock these things because we can't, because we're limited to only a maximum of 550 science with the current upgrade level of our research facility. And so yeah, that's or I think we're limited to 500, and these are like 550 each, something like that. Basically, the current research facility does not allow us to go any higher. So definitely want to be able to get that undone. There's of course more things, like there's mission control that we can go ahead and upgrade so we can have unlimited contracts. But we're not hurting for that right now. Of course, we can also look to upgrade the tracking station, but we're not going deep space yet, so that's not really necessary. For the astronaut complex, we can of course do it, but we're not using crew flight vehicles at the moment, so that's not really required. And then the administration building, what is this one? Ah, that's right, I forgot about these. Wow, it's been forever since we've played career mode that I have forgotten all about being able to utilize these things. So we have Mortimer, We can do a fundraising campaign for, oh, that's right, these take reputation, don't they? Oh, and some money. Interesting, interesting. Why do all the data crunching ourselves when we can extract externally? Impressive. Yields 1 science for every 12,000 funds. Wow, that's expensive. But yeah, that might actually be really good. Yeah, we'll have to come back in here and see what we got, actually. Yeah, neat. But anyways, we have that at our disposal. YouTube army of one here, yo. Transponson, welcome. Yes, holding the fort down over on YouTube. I appreciate you. Let us indeed figure out what we need to do. So let's actually first look at our contracts and see if there are any other ones available to us. Rover, we're not going to the moon with a rover yet. Sorry, game. Rescue, we're not doing rescue missions. We don't have a crew vehicle. All right. So for active, we could put a vehicle, we could put another satellite in a specific orbit around Kerbin. We can also do the 2 moon missions that we have as well. So let's take a look at what we have at our disposal. Get one of those down and then we'll get into some programming, yeah? Ooh. Aha. Well, that seems very doable with this spacecraft, with Kedris 1. But we actually do look like we need just more comsats. It wouldn't probably be bad to have another comsat in now this orbit, so we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's going to be 262, and that's going to be 1-4. We can actually complete the contract and then kick it up into a higher orbit. That actually might be pretty good, into like a geosynchronous. An inclined geosynchronous orbit. Yeah, let's do that one. That one seems fairly easy to do, chat. So what kind of satellite are we gonna launch? That is the question. All right, so let's go first over. Whoa, easy game, easy. There we go. Let's go to space plane hangar. We'll get our launch vehicle out. We'll check what sats we can utilize. All right. So for the sat, I think we can do another Kedris sat. I think that'd actually be pretty solid. And I think that's still over in I2 orbital. So we're gonna have to pay for it. Yep, there it is. So we'll merge in the Kedris sat with our launch vehicle here. And per our rules for hardcore KSP that we play here, because we're taking it from a different save, we're going to be paying at least 100,000 Kerbucks for it, and it's only 5,000 Kerbucks. So we're going to be shelling out here for this, and I'm perfectly okay with that. We are not hurting for money. You know, we could also we could actually even have a lunar lander. Ugh. I mean, I'm thinking like in the future, of course. And then what's PE1? A teeny tiny little comsat array without any propulsion on it. That's actually also fine and doable. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this one, yeah? Cool. So we'll do PE1. So let's go ahead and load up our launch vehicle and we'll integrate it. And that's gonna be a small boy, chat. Yeah, although more expensive than the Kedris sat. Oh, that's funny. It doesn't have propulsion, this one does, but whatever it has, it's more expensive for whatever reason. Probably the 2 antennas versus the 1, even though this one's bigger. Who knows? So yeah, Spaceworks. Let's get to the VAB and then load in the Minerva 1 and load that. Go ahead and save it. PE1 in. This one's gonna end up going very high because yeah, this one's gonna end up going super high. Very high altitude because this is such a small payload for this launch vehicle. I want to go to I2 orbital, go into the space plane hangar, and then we want PE1, merge. There we go. Yeah, this thing I'm pretty sure can handle like What did we say? Oh, you know, chat, I totally forgot to take notes on what this launch vehicle's maximum lift capacity is. Oy vey, I don't remember what it is. I want to say it's probably at it as it stands right now, probably on the order of like 18 metric tons. Don't remember though. Gosh dang it, I should take a note. But yeah, we'll do something like that. Easy peasy. Oh, I love how those broke. Awesome. Let's go ahead and take them off and rejoin them. There we go. And then where's that flag? There it is. I think I will also put the user, the mission's flag on this as well. Oh no, it has to have a science junior. Ooh, that we actually sent to the moon. All right, because that's in the moon orbit. That's in the moon orbit. Explore Kerbin. We need to do a spacewalk. We're not ready for that. Yeah, so we have to do a science junior. All right, well, fair enough. So, change of plans. Yep, save, load. We'll launch basically the same type of satellite that we just launched for our other mission, which was our science objective for the moon, which is this one called the Minmer 1. There we go. And let's make sure we reroute to that part right there. Very good. And there we go. Yeah, good enough. And we'll go ahead and save it. Yeah, it also has relay capabilities as well, which is really nice. That is not going to be the users though, right? Or, oh, it is research and development department. Okay, nice. So it's actually going to be the same satellite. Heck yeah, that'll be easy peasy then. Sweet. Does that have any? It does have propulsion on it, and I think it has like 1,000 meters per second of delta V on it, so we should be good on anything that it has to do. Let me actually just real quick make sure. So have a science junior, maintain stability. Yeah, that should totally be okay. Sweet. Well, that should be fairly straightforward. Okay. Let me get the good old-fashioned mission log out. And scroll down here to the near bottom. Oh yeah, by the way, that was a complete success. Oh. My dog. One thing that we might actually want to do real quick. There we go. One thing we actually might want to do real quick is see if we can't change our launch vehicle a little bit here, because it's not playing well with the separation of the fairings, unfortunately, despite my best wishes. Yeah, it still struggles, unfortunately. So I'm wondering, let's go ahead and save it as is, and then let's actually rotate it. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can't get our measurement devices out here. We'll put you up here and gizmo you out. And then we'll take you and put you here and make sure you're on absolute. There we go. Very nice. Get you on absolute. And you on absolute. Yep, perfect. So now what we should be able to do, and then let's take you and do fairing expansion off, because now we should be able to bring you down to about where we're going to want you. So halfway through should be about there. And then take you all the way out. There we go. And then take you. And do the same there. But now we can gizmo him back. And we can angle him to the appropriate alignment here. Seems good. Now we can do the same thing, but to this one. Try to get him in alignment as well. Seems good. Sweet. And now for this one. Move him up. So right now I'm just trying to make kind of like a ruler, some guides here so I can kind of tell what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go with this. Because what's great about the struts, right, is that they don't have colliders. So because they don't have colliders, you can actually have your fairing clip them, and so you can have your fairing just like use these, and it won't not allow you to continue building the fairing even though it's clipping into this. So it's just kind of like a good way to kind of design your fairing if you're trying to match the same design. Same with anything, because the struts don't have colliders. And that looks good there. And then the last one, don't really care where it goes, because it's just going to go vertical and tell me how the overall length should be. Like right there. Perfect. Good enough. All right. So now we should be able to delete the fairing. Because what I'm going to probably want to do here yeah, let's move this back a tick if I can. Oh, wait, does that not actually move the fairing? Oh, interesting. It doesn't even actually move the fairing. Okay. That actually might benefit me. So I'm wondering if it's clipping the tank as well when it separates because we had it so close. I'm wondering if that's an issue. How does that make everything else down here look? Aha, so that changes that. How do I want to do this? So you know what? Let me actually reload it. But I don't want to mess it up. What's up, Isabel? How are you? Hope you're doing well. So let's go ahead and load that up before I mess with the placement of that. All right. Because I think what I might want to actually end up doing is just moving. Yeah, you see that? I think that's the issue, is that when it separates, it's actually clipping into the tank as well. And that's why stuff happens. So I need to move. I basically need to move this up. Yeah. But to move that up, I think I need to move the fairing plate that it's attached to back. And I'm hoping that the fairing plate that it's attached to will move everything back. Yeah, that's what I want. So So now the only problem is that I'll probably need to expand that fairing up a little bit and terminate it a little bit closer. Going on, nothing much going on here, and I'm doing just fine. Good to hear, good to hear. Fair enough. Well, cheers to you. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Space flight day and all that. All right, let's see what we can do. So yeah, I probably want. I wonder how much room I'm actually going to need. Let me try moving that back one more tick, like that. So now that fairing is pretty well exposed to where hopefully it won't bind, and then we'll try and make this fairing come up to basically buttress right up against it, and hopefully that'll be good to go. I just need to make that fairing a little bit longer. How did that go, Isabel? Absolutely fantastic. Like, went off without a hitch, and Tori Bruno, the main dude. Let's see. Where is it? Ah, yes, this guy. Tori Bruno, the main dude at ULA, said it was probably the best, like the best bullseye they've ever done. So, yeah, there's that. Hey, Milu, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. We kind of got like a Atlas, like an early Atlas style of design here, mixed with like, I don't know, Vulcan or something. Or probably better is like a Delta. Yeah, probably better is like a Delta 4 medium, but it has the outboard engines. All right, so that looks good there. So I need to now delete the fairing. Actually, but wait, before I do that, let me move this up again to move it back into position. One more tick. That looks good. Somewhere right about there. Perfect. And then if I can just meet it as close to that point as possible, that'd be pretty solid. Okay. I saw one of your past streams and you crashed one. That is true. That does happen. Did they had a cooling problem? I heard something about that. Not really, Kato. To my understanding, so what you're talking about, right, is that on the Boeing Starliner, they have a cooling system that basically takes water that absorbs heat from the spacecraft, and then they jettison it overboard, and that rapid decompression, right, from that water just basically vaporizing to steam instantly. That rapid decompression of that system cools the entire, basically offloads a lot of heat energy. They said that at times, because you get like 3-phase flow, you get liquid water, frozen water, and gaseous water all at the same time when this happens, that it can freeze up and it can have funnies. That's the term. It can have funnies where it doesn't necessarily behave perfectly all the time, but it's not like critical. It's not something they can't fix or manage. It's just one of those things that it's like, yeah, it's a system, it's well known, the same system was used on the space shuttle, it did the same thing on the space shuttle, it's an acceptable thing, it's fine. It's just something that they have to learn more about, because this is like the first time it's been fully integrated with people on board for managing thermal, the thermal environment and stuff like that. So it's just something they have to pay attention to. All right. That seems good. So let's go ahead and delete this. And let's go ahead and save this before I do. Yeah, absolutely. Delete. Gasp. And we are going to build and ideally come straight out as much as I can here. So right about the halfway point, like I said, using these as the rubric or the ruler. Go something like that. Nice. Then we'll come all the way up here. Up the about the struts here, so you can use it as a nice easy way to, there you go, perfect. A nice easy way to build out a fairing if you're trying to make it an exact shape, because you can actually clip through them without any problem with the fairing. No, someone G, good to see you. How are you? How's everything going? No complaints here, my friend. No complaints here. Alrighty then. So now that we have that shape, hopefully that'll fit better. Now that we have the fairing plate given a little bit more room. So let's take you and move you up, just so you're not in the way anymore. I'm probably going to need to move this thing out, because it'll probably interfere with the fairing. And then I'm also probably going to need to move this and this out, or in, whichever way really works here. Yeah, we'll move them in one. And two. All right. Very good. And then let us see about, so it should be this one, I think, that we need. And let's go ahead and, you know what? Let's go ahead and save it. All right. And then we want to edit the fairing. Yes, good. Wonderful. So it kind of seems like we need it to be like right about... Right about there. Okay, so it looks like I might need to move... How do I want to do this, chat? I'm gonna have to probably gizmo it in a little bit, but I don't want to lose all of that progress that we just had. Because I'm gonna have to give gizmo that fairing up a little bit to match it. Because if I did... Yeah, how am I gonna do that without messing everything up? I really just need this to be gizmoed back. I think what that means, I need to go into here and actually gizmo this forward, because everything's attached to that fairing plate. And I'm not sure if that's just going to put us in the same bind that we were in. Try to give it as much room as possible. There we go. I mean, that seems better. Yeah, that seems like it has way more room there. Now, I'm hoping that that fairing won't interfere, but that's why we test, chat. But other than that, I don't think anything else got messed up in terms of spacing, so that looks good. Go ahead and save it. And let's go ahead and delete our rubrics, our guides, and we should be good to verticate. Yo, what's up, Uncle Bill? How are you? I'm good, by the way. Gonna be going to ERAU in Daytona next year for AE. Well, congratulations, someone G. Cheers to you, man. Heck yes. Going to a great school. Excited to be over on your side of the country. Actually, I don't know if you know this, someone G. I'm actually in Colorado now. So actually, you missed me. I'm sorry, but but yes, yeah. ERAU is quite good. Definitely enjoyed my time there. You missed me by that much. Good to see you still sending it. What's up? How are you doing, Oreo? Hope you're doing well. Power is out. Company says it will be 3 hours, so I got to conserve batteries. Understandable, Uncle Bill. Appreciate you stopping by. Conserve the battery. Don't go all insanities for a lack of the interwebs. I know how that is. Was without power after a hurricane down in Florida for 7 days at my apartment. It absolutely sucked. Absolutely would not recommend. Highly would not recommend that. All right, and you need to go out 1 tick, and the battery should be 2 ticks each, if I recall. And 1, 2. Looks like actually not a perfect tick, but that's fine. We'll clean that up. Is it another half tick? No, that's too much. So it should be, yeah, here we go. Something like that. Actually, no, that's way too much, right? Yeah, and now those batteries are sticking out too much, so. Yeah, there we go. That's what I needed. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. But that's awesome. Can I ask what you're working on? I understand if you don't want to dox you. No, yeah, I'm working for a satellite avionics company. Basically sat control and all that jazz. Communications, whatnot. Also, do you have a repository for the vehicle guidance? Yes. Yes, I do. It should be in the info bar below, right below the stream, where you see like where you might and Twitter and things like that. It should be their GitHub. All right, I think we're good now. Hurricane Irma knocked us out for 6 days. Yeah, gross. No AC in like the middle of Florida summer for 6 days. Like, I was dying. It's the little things in life, chat, you know? It's like, oh yeah, no AC, wow. But like, yeah, that was not fun. Literally ended up going to school. The school was closed, but they had like certain amenities open, and literally just went to the library and lived there for a few days. AC was because the school had power, of course. Lucky them. Yeah, you're good. Save, and let's check our staging again since we added a new payload. I'm sure it's going to be a little out of whack. Like that. Doesn't need to go. Yeah. So we'll have that and that there and that there, and I think we should be fine. Yep, seems good. Save it. Switch editor. Save it again, and we'll figure it out. So technically we had a hurricane in LA too somewhere recently. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's really not that common. Like my 6 years, sorry, my 6 years at Daytona, right, 2 for master, 4 for PhD. I guess it was more like 5. I think I only recall 2 hurricanes actually getting close to us, and yeah, only one of them, like, there was not any damage. It was just like, unfortunately, trees fell over lines, and like they literally had to reset the poles or whatever around my on my side of Daytona. So like my side of Daytona, my apartment complex was without power for so long. So oh yeah, it was whatever hurricane was for SLS. Which one was that? Do you guys remember? Because they were like figuring out like, oh, SLS is supposed to launch, and it was like, oh well, this hurricane's coming through, and so they were like trying to get it ready to launch, and they couldn't do it, so then they had to wheel it back and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. All right, save it. Let's go ahead and gizmo it up out of the ground a little bit. A wee bit more. Yeah, something like that should be good. Save it. All right. So a couple things here. I need to update our mission log here. This is going to be MI7. We passed the James Bond mission. This is going to be MI7. This is going to be 6/4/2024. We'll cover the date here soon. Launch Site 1. This is going to be Kim 1 for Kerbal Exploration Mission 1. Yep, seems good. Need to get that. Need to update our payload mass. Let's go ahead and save, and we'll go ahead and do that. No problems. So we have 124.8. 124.8 to 123, almost even. So it's going to be 1.8 metric tons. It's a light craft, chat. 1.8 metric tons. How about that? 1.8 metric tons when our vehicle can probably launch somewhere in the order of 18. But you know, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Yeah, reload that. Does that rideshare hub company you founded still exist? Yes. The one I'm still working for. We're still dabbling in that, but we've kind of got another project we're pushing out right now. I'm interested in crowded space deconfliction and crewed automated flights management. It's basically ATC for space. I know we are good decades, if not centuries, away from this, but maybe you could suggest literature and research on this. Yes. Quite literally, that is... Do I have any specific books on that? For those of you that are wondering what I'm looking at, if you guys can see the... yeah, so those are all spaceflight books, textbooks and whatnot. I don't know if I have anything particular on deconfliction on the hard copy. But what I was going to say is that is a very massive research field right now. So I would definitely highly recommend just go to Google Scholar and search a few of those keywords. Like I said, it's a massive field of study right now. Like if you're interested in that, this is now the time to be interested in that, because there's so many things that have to be integrated in order to do that effectively. I know one of the things that actually the government has a small business innovative research grant open for right now for submission is trying to find a way to intelligently fuse what they call multimodal spaceflight information. So what does that mean? Basically, how do we take all of the tracking data that we have? How do we take like telescope, like imagery from the ground information? How do we take information from space of all the different vehicles, and how do we combine them to like propagate all of their states forward, try to improve our collision probability information, how to understand basically what they call, here's one to actually look at, patterns of life for spacecraft is kind of like one of the big keywords now, is trying to establish a patterns of life for spacecraft, so you can actually understand what a spacecraft might be doing just based on like photometric data or, you know, other types of data from imagery and stuff. Hey, what's up, Corius? How are you? I came across your channel while searching for my friends and gave it a follow. I'm keen to learn more about your content. Let's chat on Discord. You can find me. Hey, well, sounds like a plan. Yeah, sounds like a plan. 2 minutes of ads. Could you repeat those books once this is over? I'm sorry. So no, I did not have any specific book recommendations, because I don't think I have any specific on that topic, but I know of that research. I've been kind of reading up on it myself. So I did not specify any books. I don't have any particular to that topic, but basically what I was saying, if you're interested in that topic, look for things like I think they call it like multimodal and multi-fidelity space. Gosh, what was, you know what? We can just look it up right now, chat. We can look it up right now. Go to DSIP, which is the DoD SBIR stuff. And then I believe it was an STTR, so go to topics. And then I want to say it was data-centric. Data-centric AI and multi-domain awareness. That's the keyword. Multi-domain awareness, spaceflight management, patterns of life, things like that. And so one of the things that they're looking for is to develop, test, and demonstrate a data-centric AI solution for processing multi-domain awareness and data, identify and illustrate the potential negative effects of insufficient training data on automated processing of multi-domain data streams. Long story short, how do you take a whole bunch of different sensors across the entire globe, whether that's like radar tracking information, whether that's photometric data from the ground, so like, you know, telescopes taking pictures of satellites in space. How do we take all of that information and combine it to intelligently be able to track objects and actually understand what they're doing? Now, I can certainly tell you that from a DoD, a Department of Defense stature, how important it might be to be able to understand what a satellite or spacecraft is doing. But it also has, of course, its own implications for spaceflight management in general. AKA Skyjet, but not really, indeed. DoD website, don't mind my Eastern European IP. Yeah, no, this is all fine. This is the stuff that's unclassified, right? But do remember that if you want to submit to this one, actually, is this one? Oh no, this is an STTR. So, oh no, never mind. Yes, ITAR. The technology within this topic is restricted under ITAR regulations. So, Unfortunately, if you want to, if you have a company and you're interested in submitting a research grant opportunity for this, you kind of gotta be U.S. citizen based. But the information for what they're looking for is available to the public, of course. Okay, well, let's see what we can do with this mission here, chat. So we have our mass. I need to understand where this is even going. So we need this information, right? Yes. So we need that orbit data. So this is going to be going into a 2642 by 1416. Oh, is this going to be just a repeat? Oh, well, heck yeah. Nice. Yeah, just a repeat. I can dig it. Sure, why not? It's basically the same mission that we had before, but a second time. I'll take it. Yeah, that looks good. And then this will be 7. That will be good. And we're going to do that. I think what's different about this one is the Science Junior, because I think our last one that fulfilled this contract is we didn't need a Science Junior, so we just launched a communication sat, but this one has to have a Science Junior. So, and because this one is going so high, let's actually take a gander now, chat, at our flight avionics here, our guidance, navigation, and control. So I'm pretty sure all of this should be absolutely fine as is. We're going to need to update our payload liquid fuel amount, of course. And for that, I believe it's just 2 times 24.3. Yep, 2 times 24.3. There should not be any other propellant in there. So we'll take away that. 2 times 24.3. That seems a-okay. Very nice. That should be fine. Inclination, though. Inclination needs to be on the order of 2.4 degrees. So we need target inclination of 2.4. We'll have to make sure if that's going to be north or south here. 4G's max is fine. That should all be fine. Good. That should be good. And then the other thing that I want is, because this is going to be going super high, let's put it into a 250 kilometer circular orbit to start. That should help us manage our propellant a little bit better in the upper stage. Yeah, Europeans, close your eyes. Close your eyes and do a ah la 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 la. You can't hear it. All right, I think we are good to go. Question mark. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's go ahead and put it out on the pad. Launch. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So we might need a time warp. I think we do. What? You want to come up here? There you are. Huh? What's she doing? Are you lonely? Just want some pats. Mm-hmm. What do you want? Thank you. Meant to ask before, what are you launching? We are going to be, so this is career mode, so we have a contract here. And so we're going to be doing this contract. Position satellite in a specific orbit around Kerbin. So yeah, we're trying to get that sick money so we can upgrade our research facility. All right, let's go ahead and time warp per our rules, chat. Our last mission was of the same vehicle, right? Yes, our last mission was of the same vehicle. So with that being said, I need to time warp 16 days into the future from this last launch date per our hardcore rules. So we're gonna go 10, okay, yeah, easy peasy. Okay, there's 10, 8, or sorry, 11. Yeah, you know, counting is tough. 14, 15, and 16. Perfect. So launching on day 203, year 1, and we're going to be launching here at 35. That is the goal, chat. Save it. Update our mass. Our mass was 1.2, I think it was 1.2 metric tons, almost exactly. 1.2 and some change. That looks good. Launch cost was 71.72.8. Perfect. All right, well, let's make it happen, Captain. Alrighty then. So, with that being said, chat, here we go. Stand by for music sequence start. And we are go for music sequence start. All right, range is green. Vehicles in startup. We are go for launch. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, main engine start, outboard engine start, and pad release. Vehicle has cleared the launch tower. Go for roll program. Vehicle should now enter pitch over. There's pitch over. And we are away, chat. Stand by. We should now be entering the max Q throttle bucket. Perfect. And that's all working. All right, well, just sit in and watch it ride, chat. When Peter Peck went to school in New Zealand, he promised to launch a sat if kids design and build it. One dude went to Reddit to crowdsource the whole thing. Eventually people set up Discord server divided by specializations and started mocking up solutions only for experts to come and chat with. All people without ITAR clearance couldn't participate. Yep. Yes, indeed. Once you start, I mean, how far do they actually get though? Because typically speaking, ITAR should not apply if you're using all sort of like open source materials and stuff. But yeah, as soon as you get into any like building of the SAT and things like that, yeah, you get into trouble. But generally speaking, like just doing like design and whatnot. What's up, Flask? How are you doing? Design and so long as you're not making it like with guidance and stuff like that, you should be okay. But of course you need guidance for satellites, so if they were getting involved with that, yeah. I'm doing pretty good. Should be coming up on Miko here. Oh yeah, we are getting high. We're throttling down to maintain G load. Trying to go no more than 4 G's maximum. And we have good set. Engine ignition. Oh yeah, that was a clean step on that. I can actually even lower the force ejection. We fixed it, chat. That's what the problem was. It was that it was clipping into the tank here. Awesome. So now we are aiming for 250 kilometers. You can see it's starting to. This is all automatic, by the way. This is our guidance working. Guidance is pitching to control our apoapsis to target. There it goes. Perfect. Ah, so good. It works. This is a fun game, no doubt, no doubt. But it's only ITAR if a US citizen develops the guidance. Correct, I think, yeah. I think the high level concept was a 1U CubeSat testing passive deorbiting with a charged rolling tape. Well, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, if you're like developing the flight software for it and whatnot, yeah, that's kind of a no-no. You can't like share that sort of stuff like control, right? Because at that point, then technically it becomes like guided munitions and whatnot. So yeah, I can kind of see where that concept happened to cross ITAR and whatnot. But I think generally speaking, you should be able to use any sort of open source materials. Right, like, because there's nothing ITAR restricted about NASA's core flight executive or core flight software. There we go. And that's flight software, but that's mainly communications and no guidance. We need to replace it with something a bit more clear. Well, then you have to, yeah, I mean, that'd be nice, right? Of course, but then you have to, what would you call it? Negotiate or you know, put the government at ease that having a really explicit understanding of something being restrictive, because you know what they can do right now is use just umbrella terms, right? Because ITAR as it stands right now is written so generally that basically everything and nothing can fall under it. It just depends on like the reviewers of like the court case sort of thing, right? So yeah, there's protection in the vagueness of it. It does not consider the internet as public, so you can still violate ITAR for things described clearly on Wikipedia. Oh, really? Well, that's interesting. Hey, what's up, Da Vinci? How are you? Hope you're doing well. All right, so we just finished our successful launch of this vehicle using this guidance algorithm. Not bad, got us all the way up into a 306 by 21 kilometer orbit. And now we're gonna wait until we get basically right about here, and then we're going to burn to establish our apoapsis at the desired contract altitude. Something like that, bring it in. There we go. Oh, that was way far. Very nice. And then we'll clean up and clean up our ascending node and stuff like that. Let's match our altitude first, something like right there. And then once we do that, we can probably set up our inclination change here and then circularize up here, and we'll be good to go. Yeah, seems good. Seems mostly there. 2642, 26. Okay, so we need to bring it down just a little bit. To 2642. There we go. Close enough. Doesn't ITAR apply to payloads launched on US certified vehicles? Yeah. Basically anything going to space from the United States is ITAR. Yeah. Like, generally speaking, you should be okay if you're just doing like conceptual design work, so long as you're only using like things that you find in books and that are, you know, more or less open source. But as soon as you dive into like actually building the spacecraft and stuff like that, then that's 100% ITAR, especially if you start looking at how to control your satellite and things like that, like, or propulsion systems and whatnot, right? Then that's a big no-no. All right, let's go ahead and point down a little bit here with our maneuver node. We will coast up to our burn time and go from there. Looking up ITAR rocket pics on Pirate Bay? Let's not and say we didn't. Is Pirate Bay still even a thing? Like, I remember Pirate Bay being like the hip thing to like, or the new thing back when I was in like high school, which was back in like, God, what would it have been? 2008, 2010? Yeah, 2010. Like, is Pirate Bay still a thing actually? They tried to make encryption ITAR. Interesting. Where does ITAR stuff stand on stuff like KRPC guidance systems? It's obviously for a video game, but like, how does this apply? Well, so, yeah, it's fine to do this, but as soon as you put it into a space vehicle, you're done. Someone G. You can also just become a US citizen, and then you're fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Perry, for sure. Yeah, indeed, Flask. I mean, like I said, so like that flight software, to my knowledge, is nothing about controls. It's all about just the communication side and like tasking. So basically how to operate your computer that would run your guidance algorithms, but yeah. And Mason Neer coming in with the Twitch Prime subscription. Really appreciate it for 8 Kerbal years. That is in fact the ITAR button. So prepare for some knocks at your door. They're gonna be asking you some questions, Mason. But I appreciate you and the risk that you took to tap that button. Really appreciate it for sure. How are you doing? How's everybody doing, chat? The whole mission is automated? No, not all of it. Only the ascent. We still have a lot to develop, DaVinci, in making the entire KSP world that we live in here automated. But it really shouldn't be too hard to basically do it in pieces. Like, we should be at a point right now that we have the first and second stage automated to then implement basically just an orbit control library to where we can type in like, we're in our current orbit and we want this particular orbit with this altitude ran and all that sort of stuff, and have it just set it up and do it. That shouldn't be too big of a leap because you can just do Hohmann transfers and things like that that are pretty simple. But yeah, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Little by little. But what I do want to do is actually improve our launch guidance for our DCX vehicle. Definitely want to get that going because that's our test bed for testing Falcon 9 landing style of things. All right, let's go ahead and time warp the rest of the way. Should be good, a 30-second burn here. Let's go ahead and stabilize and burn. So yeah, basically conditioning the tanks with that little monoprop. Yeah, indeed, not bad, right? Why is the RCS firing? You see that cloud? That's the RCS firing. I don't know. I guess the vehicle's slightly off on mass or something. Okay, looking good. And we'll clean that up with a little bit more RCS control here. And that should be pretty close. 2636. I think we wanted 42, yeah? Yeah, 42. Nice. Just the internal stuff. Yep. Yeah, just the like anything that can be used to like reverse engineer how munitions can be made, right? Because essentially a rocket unfortunately can just basically be munitions. So yeah, a little less than ideal. Okay, so how do I want to do this? Because I'm gonna have to do our inclination change basically aligned with this, somewhere like on the order of that. Oh, it doesn't tell me? Oh, that's rough. Okay. Because it doesn't actually update, then let's just do this in 2 more burns. So we'll first go up to apoapsis and clear out our periapsis requirement. And then once we're in our desired orbit, we will then fix our inclination. There we go. That's pretty close. Close enough for government work, chat, and then we'll fix the inclination once we hit the circular orbit. Well, I guess it's still elliptical, but yeah. All right, so from there, 229 left to go. We'll actually probably, you know, we could actually do this with just the satellite from here and have this burn up. It doesn't really matter. We have lots of delta V, so we did get out onto the transfer, and then that's 229, and then the inclination change should be very, very minor. So you know what? Let's do that. We'll go ahead and F5 and see if we screw up this mission by separating early. Before I do that, I just want to make sure that these did not actually get used, right? No, they did not. Perfect. Okay. And decouple. Perfect. And we have good payload set. Okay. And looking good. Sweet. So in that case, we need to come back up here and unfortunately redo that maneuver, since I don't know why, but I wish the game would carry over maneuver nodes between vehicles if you stage, but of course it doesn't. That'd be too nice. There we go. That should be close enough. 228, I like it. And then we'll go here, go back, go here, and let's go ahead and separate from it, and then we'll do our deorbit burn. Okay. Just bring this down until we get into a good deorbit. We got lots of delta V to do it, so no worries. And there we go. Good enough. Cool. Switch to. Alrighty then. Doing good. So yeah, we have 1,000 meters per second of delta V in this sat, so we should be more than okay. This is going to be a 3-minute burn though, so let's go ahead and make sure we time warp and leave ourselves plenty of room here. Still got 5 minutes. Let's maneuver to our node here. That looks fine. And it'll be 5 minutes. Oh. Wait, what? Yeah, there we go. I was like, I saw 5 hours. 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Seems fine. There we go. All right, let's chill here until it's time to do our maneuver. We should be good to go. Does KSP actually have it get hotter if it's pointing towards the sun? The day is ruined, chat. It does not. The day is ruined. All right, well, fair enough. 7 seconds to the burn. There we go. Never mind. What are you doing? There we go. It's because I forgot to change our control point. Because for whatever reason, the sat has a backwards control point. Or it's controlling from the root part, which was at the bottom. There we go. That's better. Yeah, good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. What's a good video of a 3D rendered Raptor engine? Just watch a few Tim Dunn, Marcus House videos. No idea. No idea. All right, looking good. So yeah, we got another 2.5 minutes on this burn. This should hopefully get us close enough to where we can now do an inclination change. We'll do that inclination change here at the ascending node. And then from there, we should be at contract complete. Looking good. Got the nice R&D sat. Is that Kedris? Yeah, it's Kedris 1. Cool. All right, we're about halfway through the burn. Still got 900 meters per second remaining of Delta V on these two tanks. Oh yeah, sipping fuel, chat, sipping fuel. Danger. Science stuff. Got it. Okay, looking good. About 2/3 the way done. Another minute to go. Electrical charge should be fine. Yep. We have at least one solar panel. Are these actually getting any sunlight? Oh, they are. Nice. All of them? Oh, they are all getting them. But this one, the most for sure. Any of these? Ah, these are actually not. Interesting. Although it does say status direct sunlight, but they're not getting, I guess, enough to even warrant anything. And that's blocked. These are not blocked though, but the angle is too severe. All right, almost done with the burn. Very good. Soon. Oh, so soon. And there we go. So that should be good. All right. Let us go ahead and set up at the maneuver, or sorry, at the ascending node. We'll bring this down. Be pretty darn close to what we need. Yeah, for 38 meters per second. Yeah, that should do it. That should get us the contract complete. Warp around. I don't know why we're warping so slow. There we go. And rotate. There we go. Ah, yes. So 32-second burn coming up in about 2 minutes. There we go. 10 seconds. Three, two, one, burn. Yeah, burn start. Should only be for about 30 seconds. And this should get us contract complete. As soon as that orbit line goes away, we'll be good. There it goes. It's done. We did it, chat. Good enough. Now we just wait. Yeah, there we go. Nice. 250K. I'll take it, chat. Oh, but that reminds me, I do need to take away the 100,000 that we had for using the satellite, so that did that. And let's go ahead and see open doors. Anything good here? Hey, we do have some good stuff here. We already did the mystery goo one. Okay, no worries. And we already did the temperature. Cool. Well, we got the science junior. I can dig it. I wonder if it's because, where are we right now? 2, 3. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back to the Space Center and let's get the DCX vehicle out. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and time warp to daylight. There we go. Should have the DCX, yes. This one, we'll get 2 engineers, Mayor, and Omni. That should be good. And launch it. This is our DCX vehicle, basically designed. You know, before I do this, chat, I might need to take the pupper out. She's looking at me. She's looking at me saying she's got to go out. So, chat, I might have to be back momentarily. She's giving me the eyes, chat. You know how it is. All right, so I will be back in probably 5 minutes. I'm going to take the doggy out and then be back momentarily. And from here, we will take this little guy out for a spin, automated launches, and all that. So, be right back, chat. Alrighty then. Back at it, chat. Puppy has been walked. She's now laying down. Big sigh. All right, let's get this over to the launch pad, chat. Wow, we really came a pretty long way. Just rolling without power. Let's bring it back. Okay, so yeah, now that we have this out here, let's go ahead and bring up our other flight avionics, our GNC here for this mission, or for this particular vehicle, and we're about to go past, and we're about to run off the pad. Stop. There we go. So back it up, chat. Let's get it up onto the test pad here. Always professional, you know it. It's confusing, Chad. There's so many, you know, different ways that we can go. Like, that turn was not, missed it, you know. Didn't know it was that turn. It could have been many others, you know, obviously. And we'll just coast on into the test pad range here. Maybe apply the brakes. There we go. Could KSP be ITAR? I don't think so. No. Typically, it's only for things that go into space. There we go. Go into space or used as weaponry. All right. If you haven't seen this vehicle before, this is our test flight vehicle that we're using to test our, basically our guidance, navigation, and control algorithms to hopefully eventually basically have a library where we can do like Falcon 9 style landings. That's kind of what we're going for here. This is our test vehicle for that. It is designed, it's a suborbital test flight vehicle. There we go. What if you're modeling ballistic missiles? I doubt it. I mean, maybe. I'm just saying, kind of doubt it. It would probably become ITAR once you then actually build the missile, but it's, you know, it's a game. Or if you use any already previously known ITAR stuff to do it, then it's probably, you know, a problem and whatnot. There we go. Then we can angle this down a little bit like so. Perfect. And undock. Sweet. There's a flagpole there. Yeah, probably Oculus. All right, we're gonna get these people into a very safe distance away from the pad. Playing it at the Pentagon. Yeah, there you go. All right, this seems like a pretty good location, chat. This seems like a good distance from the pad, right? In case something bad happens. Okay. Let's go ahead and fill it up. Prepare for flight. talking about my code? My code is from scratch. I have not implemented UPFG. That is something I want to do, Ronald. That's definitely on either that or PEG. PEG's a little bit simpler to do, but UPFG is certainly doable. Yep, I would certainly like to do that. UPFG is nice because you can actually do it with like one vehicle, or like a single vehicle all the way to orbit, right? PEG, or Powered Explicit Guidance, kind of requires you to reset the algorithm for every staging whenever you drop mass and stuff like that, so it'd be nice to do the universal powered flight guidance. Is that what UPFG is? Universal Powered Flight Guidance? What is UPFG? What is the actual acronym? Unified Powered Flight Guidance, not universal. Unified, yes, of course. All right, so our vehicle here is going to go up to an altitude of 69 giggity kilometers. All that should be fine. We have an Euler estimator here set up to define our apoapsis with drag. So that's what that control loop does. Once we do that, yeah, that seems fine. While tilim.vertical velocity is greater than 2. One thing I actually want to figure out, chat, is for some reason, sometimes it takes a very long time to exit this condition. And I don't know why, because I feel like the tilim.vertical velocity, which should come from our mission.pi. So vertical velocity is vessel, the orbit.body.reference frame vertical speed. Is that why? Is this the wrong frame to be using? Because we're using the orbit body reference frame. Do we need to be in the, well, no, if we put it into, oh no, that actually should be the right frame. Because we put it into the reference frame of the vehicle, the body frame, well then technically that velocity is 0, because the body frame of the vehicle is attached to the vehicle, so if the vehicle is moving, it's not moving relative to the frame because it's attached to the frame, so we can't do that. That should be it. But I guess one very easy way to do this, right, chat, is just to print tilim.vertical velocity on this test here. Because it just seems to take so long before this occurs. Or maybe it takes so long to break out of this. Maybe that's what it is. If mean altitude is greater than target altitude. No, that's fine. Because then we define it here. Yeah, I'm not sure why it takes so long to break that condition. Let's try it. Let's just try that, see what happens, chat, and we'll go from there. So we should be readily fueled up. We're gonna F5 here so we don't have to keep worrying about like recovering and putting it back out on the pad and stuff like that. This is just for testing this stuff. So let's do it. Get rid of that, and we're go for launch. So this is stock KSP, not RSS. Yes, correct. 2 meters per second vertical, you'll be above for a long time. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Could be, yeah, could be Ronald. That's why I'm going to print it out and make sure that it's actually doing what I'm thinking it's doing. Because vertical velocity, it's the speed. It doesn't have, oh, it's the speed. It doesn't have a direction, so it's never gonna go, wait, does it go negative? I don't know what this, because this is actually from KRPC itself, right? So I don't know if KRPC has it go negative if it's down or positive if it's up, or if it's always just the absolute value because it's a magnitude. Yeah, let's see what that actually does here. All right, So here we should have a Euler integrator, basically just being an estimator to figure out how high our apoapsis is going to be with drag. So it should probably cut off between 70 and 72 kilometers out, or yeah, between 69 and 72 kilometers altitude, which will be good enough. It should be signed from KRPC. Okay, well that's good at least. Yeah, we'll have to see. So it should shut down at somewhere around 70, 71, 72 to account for some drag loss. Yeah, fair enough, Ronald. Oh wow, it surprisingly went a little bit higher up than I was anticipating, but that's fine. All right, so what do we have? Yeah, so that seems right. So this should be our vertical velocity. Let's go ahead and time warp up to closer to apoapsis. Using the same API? Yeah, okay. Makes sense. All right, let's see what it's at now. It's at 18. Okay, well that actually worked. Now why is it working? That actually works, so why is it actually working, Chad? Yeah, okay. All right, vehicle's now in its belly flop maneuver, guiding itself back towards the pad, so that's good. So what our printouts here are, we are 2 kilometers, 2,000 meters in opening, linear distance in the horizontal plane relative to the pad. So basically, if you think about, you know, it's XYZ, right, for horizontal space and then the vertical space. So we're only looking at the horizontal space, how far away downrange we are from the pad. This is our horizontal velocity. So we're moving away from the pad at negative 16 meters per second and closing. And then this is our commanded pitch, commanded attitude, basically negative pitch down. This is relative to distance and relative to velocity. And this is the total commanded pitch. So basically, due to our fact that we are so far away, we are commanding the maximum allowed negative pitch for that. And because we're not going very fast moving away from the pad, we're actually not commanding very far for the horizontal velocity component. 2 separate PIDs, or just 2, this is PIDs, yeah. 2 separate PIDs being summed to give us the, basically it's a cascading controller, I think is the proper term. Basically 2 outputs from the PID being summed in some way at the output. So we should start needing our RCS here. So let's go ahead and implement that control. And now we're moving towards the pad. So we're going to start wanting to pitch up to regulate our horizontal velocity. So we are continuing to pitch up now. Aerodynamics are kind of making this go all over the place. Vehicle is trying to control. It's okay though. If it overshoots, it should circle back around like it's basically doing. There we go. Trying to maintain orientation with the pad. There we go. And then once we pass 3,000 meters, we should enter landing config. And there's landing configuration. And then now we wait for our hover slam maneuver. And hover slam maneuver start. Stabilize. And there we go. And touchdown. All right. So how far away were we from the pad? 300 meters. 300 meters from our targeted landing zone. Like I said, not bad, but I think there's some ways that we can, of course, improve it. Even just using the linear control systems that we're using. But I want to know why this worked this time and it didn't work previously. Oh man. Any idea on an LES for the KSP Gemini capsule? An LES? I think I've always made my own. Basically, what's up, Nova? Basically, if I remember correctly, because the Gemini is pretty small, right? But it's not also that small in compared to the Mark 1. But I think I just essentially used the 0.6 meter fuselages to get like the really tiny structure, and then just at the top put your own LES, either made out of liquid fuel if you want to do it that way, or just using Separatrons. I think that's what I've done in the past. Any landing you can walk away from, indeed. So yeah, there's a few things I know that we can do. One of them, of course, is implementing a roll control, so we actually roll into the turn, because right now it's basically just commanding pitch and yaw and maintaining a stable roll, or not a stable roll, yeah, maintaining a fixed roll. So we could implement to where, if we, depending on which direction we need to angle ourselves with the pad, is basically a proportional roll controller relative to the yaw. So if we have to command a yaw left, then it's going to also roll left by some amount, right, to kind of like lean into the turn like aircraft do. So there's certainly a way that we can do that. Another way we can do it is by letting it actually go deeper into the atmosphere before we even bother. Let's see, because we already fixed that one. Like if that, I don't understand, chat. I don't understand why this worked. I wonder if it'll work doing it again. Yeah, because I swear, chat, usually it'll just continue falling way past the mark even after this is true. But anyways, we'll leave that print statement in there to see if that maintains it. Do you just use current offset and velocity as input, or also acceleration? So I'm using velocities to calculate our compass heading and our line of sight rate. Yeah, so no accelerations as it stands right now, which is actually something that we can also implement as well, right? Because you could set up your controller to, well, yeah, that actually would work. Yeah, there's like lots of different ways. I want to try to do it with the least amount of changes to the actual control systems, because the end goal for this, right, is flying the Falcon 9, and ideally it should work on the same principle, because it gets us pretty close. Just needs some improvements. One of the things I was looking at doing is actually changing our target heading as soon as we launch, so we can get a little bit further away. So let's do 88, because that way we actually can go a little bit further away, which means that we have more time to move back down range, especially during that really high aerodynamic force altitude that we fall through, to where you basically see the vehicle not able to control itself due to the atmospheric effects on the vehicle. And so we pick up a lot of horizontal velocity at that point, and rightly so. That seems all good. That seems fine. That should be fine. Yeah. Like I said, the other one is, I wonder what would happen if we made this 2,000 instead of 3,000, so we give us more time to aim back towards the pad after that regime that we go through. So yeah, let's go ahead and reload it, and we're just going to fly it again, make sure the changes we did make is okay. That's reality indeed, and we already basically do that, right? Because that's how you calculate your hover slam with drag, is essentially going through the equations of motion and figuring out when your thrust is going to be equal to your drag force and blah blah blah, and your coast period and deceleration and stuff like that. So yes, certainly doable. All right, so like I said, let's just launch it once again. There we go. Just waiting for this to get above 70. And so if it does it again to where it works perfectly, I'm gonna have to take out that print statement and see if it does it without the print statement, because I don't know why it's working now. Let's just put it that way, chat. Because before this, like, sometimes it would fall for a very long time before it would actually exit this condition, and I don't know. I didn't change anything other than add this print statement, and then it worked perfectly the first time, so go figure, right? So yeah, it's good to know at least that we are in this while loop right after we shut down our engines, which is good. So that's confirmed. Go ahead and time warp up to Apo a little bit. Still going, chat, still going. So again, this is should be outputting our telemetry for our vertical velocity, which is corresponding to this dial right up here. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Ronald. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I honestly might just need a sleep timer on this, possibly, like I do on my other while loops. But I mean, like, sometimes it was, oh my gosh, that's disgusting. All right, let's take it out and do a flight without it and see. Because, like, sometimes that delay would be like 10 seconds. Like, no joke, like a very, very long time, which is why I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah, kind of obnoxious. So I'm glad to know there was nothing maybe fundamentally wrong in how I was doing that altitude hold. It's just, yeah, KSP's API lag or something, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we could, like I do down here, put it into a brief sleep, just to make sure it's all good. Yeah, we could do something like that. All right, once again, our horizontal distance, our downrange distance from the pad, our horizontal velocity, either to or away from the pad. Negative means that we are moving away from the pad. And this last one here, the 26, is our fully commanded pitch down attitude. 27 degrees pitch down. Yeah, that's true, Ronald, maybe. Although it doesn't really seem so, but maybe. I haven't looked deep into that. All right, let's go ahead and turn our RCS on. Yeah, now we're 4 kilometers away. That should at least give us a little bit more time to go through this 10 seconds of terror here as we start to pick up a lot of horizontal velocity. There we go. Man, still not enough. We are going so fast. It's all right. We're okay. We're all right. We should now only flip over at 2 kilometers altitude, giving us more time. Okay, almost there. There's 2 kilometers. Oh my. Closer. Definitely closer. Oh, we're gonna be on the hill. No, we're gonna be on a hill, chat. Oh, we're good though. We're good. All right. Well, at least we're on the hexagon. Better, better. 213 meters. So we improved it by 100 meters. How about that? Yeah, I like that. One thing I do want to change is when we enter our surface altitude condition, mode 3. So when we enter mode 3, not 150, it should be more like 120, I think. Yeah, should be like 100 and 120. Okay, that seems good. What should I name this? Oops. Yeah, but it's so small. So the horizontal velocity, right? I have it set to, if it's greater than 2, don't worry about it. It can land at 2 meters per second, no problem. So if it is greater than 2, then it will, of course, lean to maintain that. Oh, wow, that actually looks amazing. That looks really slick, Sea Kraken. I like it. Yeah, that looks really slick. What to name it? I don't know. The White Knight? It's not bad. It's actually not bad. And we flipped over from hitting the hill. All right, so that seems good. So yeah, we're gonna do another test flight, this time without the print statement. I want to see if that really, like, I don't know what changed other than that to cause it to now work perfectly. But anyways, it's restock putting in work. Nice. Yeah, solid. The restock, yeah, Kerbal restock. All right, let's try it again. Yeah, I'm glad that we gave ourselves, we can actually even give ourselves more, you know, more altitude, or sorry, more pitch over during the ascent phase too. Like 87.5 degrees or so. Anything to help mitigate some of the, you know, massive horizontal velocity that we pick up during descent. Highly recommend it. Yeah, I've played through with restock years ago. Yeah, it does quite some good stuff. You know, just out of curiosity, what happens also, well, it's already running, so never mind, but I do wonder if we do change this to be 1 meters per second for future, just so we, the only thing is, right, is I don't want the control system to start basically processing as it tries to chase the horizontal velocity vector, so that's something to be wary of. So, but maybe 1 meter per second will be fine as well. All right, well, let's see what happens. We're going to an altitude right now of 34. Go ahead and time warp till around 65. There we go. Should have shutdown. Nice. All right, and then let's time warp. So yeah, we're not doing any print statements. That's good. And let's see how it goes. Oh, silly, silly. Stop it. Fast time warp RCS. It doesn't like it. All right, well, let's see what happens. Coming up on apoapsis. Ah, see? See, look at that. See how far it's falling? That's such a long delay, though. I don't understand what it's doing to do that. Interesting. Okay, so let's put in a quick sleep there to see if that helps. That should be down here. The sleep has to be able to help. And then we'll do 10. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it seems to be for sure. That is what it seems to be. Which, funny enough, right? Like, Python working faster than something? No, unheard of. But yeah, it just goes to show you just how slow KSP can be. Keep an eye on our pitch authority so we know when to turn our RCS on. Yeah, Ronald, I suppose so. I suppose I am. Just oof. Okay, looks like we'll be 4 kilometers away again. That'll be good. Pretty solid. Pretty stable, chat. Now it's going to pick up a massive amount of horizontal velocity as it kicks over sideways. On its launch vehicle, I'll check it out in a second. Definitely delays, 100%. There we go. Okay, looking good. Once we pass 2,000 meters. There it goes. Looks like we're gonna be a bit farther on this one because we had that weird attitude orientation. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, from oh no. Yeah, we had a weird attitude during a descent that time. Like the controller couldn't fight the aerodynamics enough. All right, well, okay. So we now implemented the weight here. I changed it to be 1 meter per second on the horizontal velocity controller here. So let's see if that works. And then I also changed our starting point to be ½ degree off. So that should be it. Hopefully we'll move back a little bit further, get a little bit more time to realign with the pad, and yeah, we'll see. But once that's done, let's see what we can do with with the Falcon 9. Can you hold the hover until the pitch is stabilized? That's actually not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. We're coming in with so little fuel though, but that actually might be a good thing to implement. Okay. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. Yeah, so only enter the vertical velocity descent, the constant rate of vertical velocity descent once our horizontal velocity in the first place is below something. That could be good. So that way the controllers aren't doing too much. We kind of decouple that, because right now, right, it's trying to control the heading to align itself with the pitch in order to align itself with the prograde vector. Actually, it's a retrograde vector, but plus or minus 5 degrees, I think it is, off of vertical. And then it's also trying to maintain that with aerodynamic forces acting on it as it descends. Yeah, decouple some of those things could be good. All right. So again, this one is primarily testing two things. The pitch off of the pad is half a degree more than previously, and then also the use of a timer, a sleep timer, so that way hopefully we can get a really accurate call for the hover for when we hit apoapsis. So cruise up here, time warp up to apo. Looking good though. Alrighty then. For undocking a docking port, ooh, I think you need to. Oh, that worked. Ooh, that was actually really nice. Well, there you go, chat. That's all it needed, was a sleep statement there. So Sea Kraken, I think with KRPC you need to get a list. So what I did, right, was if you download KRPC, you should now be able to have a changed name tag in your vehicle. Whatever docking port you want to actually separate, I recommend using the name tag and call it, like, you know, separate or stage 1 or separate 1, name it something, because then in your actual code, see if I can find a code here while we descend. I want the Hurley, I think, because then in the actual code you should be able to find part with that control, with that name tag, and do whatever you need to it, like undock, set undock equal or true. Otherwise, I think you would have to list all, like, find all the docking ports on your vehicle and try to find the correct one by going through like an iterator, right? I'm trying to see if I did that in Hurley. I know I did that in my control, my check active vehicle, because in my check active vehicle, right, in my check control, I actually have control point.tag, which is the name of the docking port that I use for, or the name of the default control point I want on the vehicle, and then it basically iterates through the parts, finds the tag for that particular part, and then switches to that control point. So you should be able to do something very similar for a docking port as well. That's the first way I think I'd try. Yeah, I did. It does have one. It has this one right here, and I saw it like instantly, so it's pretty good. Yeah, you can also use action groups. That's true as well, if it's just staging, for sure. I don't know if y'all heard that, but my dog just coughed so loud. You good? You okay? Goodness. Oh wow, we are gonna pass right over it. Still not far enough, technically, chat. Yep, so now it's gonna aim back towards the pad and try to pitch down to get velocity going towards the pad again. Ooh, this is not as good, because now we're moving away from the pad very, very fast, overshooting, commanding massive pitch down, trying to get back to the pad. It actually remains stable, and because of that, we just overshot so much. That's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna be way off on this one. You heard that? Sorry. What's wrong with you? Yeah, we're gonna be way off on this one. But at least it was trying to correct for it. Tree! All right. Not too shabby, chat. Yeah, that actually would be interesting to see if we can't enter a hover. We have 165 meters per second delta V remaining, so ideally we should be. But whatever works, yeah. Can you imagine riding this thing though? You'd be like, ah! That would be horrible. It's just barf bags everywhere. Also, the save I have has the engine failure turned on. Is there a way to extract if there is an engine loss or performance loss, or do I use thrust level? I think you should use probably current thrust and then the available thrust. That sort of thing, maybe? That's a good question. How does the failure mod work, Sea Kraken? Does it technically shut down the engine? Because what you might be able to do is use KRPC to check if all engines are status active, like engaged or on. It's in the documentation for the engines, whatever that status is, like if it's active or deactivate or deactive. Maybe do that if that's how that works. After all, atmosphere is drag, which affects acceleration. So taking that into account when calculating your current landing points, you can just adjust to get and maintain your landing spot where you want. Yeah, that's also another thing I want to do. You're basically talking about proportional integral navigation, right? At the base of it. Actually, I think proportional integral uses velocity. Because right now we're technically using velocity, but we're only using the linear velocity instead of actually accounting for it relative, accounting for our velocity relative to the pad's velocity in terms of a vector form. It's just a magnitude. So yeah, even going into something like proportional navigation, proportional integral navigation, something like that. What's up, RJ? How are you doing, bud? I am interested in actually seeing, we tested this a while ago, but I am interested in seeing how this would actually work with a Falcon 9 style of vehicle. You're good? Good to hear, good to hear. And we have one. We just so happen to have one. Might as well give it a quick try. If we go to Space Center, we should be able to launch it from the VAB. There's one probably thing I want to actually change to it though, because the robotics in this game are dubious at best when it comes to trying to deploy them when they're under load. So I might just use some fixed landing legs real quick, just so that way we can actually have it vertical. So yes, let us see. Or you know what, actually, chat, hold the phone. I have something I want to see. I have something that I would like to check out. Oh, that's true, Ronald. But that's kind of what proportional integral navigation should do based on the velocity. Now I understand acceleration allows you to take a finer path to account for the changes. You know, I have to brush up on my missile guidance. 1 second, chat. Let's see. So yeah, you know, anybody interested in a little bit of light reading, highly recommend this book here, Tactical and Strategic Missile Guidance. It's pretty thick. You know, it's not tiny, but let's see. Let's take a quick detour. I'm not fully read up on that either. Not that far into my degree yet. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Let's see. Digital fading, advanced review of proportional navigation, augmented proportional navigation, page 163. 163. Ooh. Oh, there you go, chat. So you want schematics of controllers? Schematics of control systems. Let's see here. 163, 163, 163. Advanced guidance laws, review of proportional. The basic homing loop for a zero lag proportional navigation system is repeated for convenience here. Proportional navigation guidance law can be expressed as wherein prime is a gain known as the effective navigation ratio, BC is the closing velocity, and gamma is the line of sight angle. So it does not necessarily use, oh no, it uses the change in the line of sight angle. Ah, interesting. So it uses the rate of the line of sight. I think this could actually really improve it. And then there's also augmented proportional navigation. First, we note that the line of sight angle can also be expressed as this, where Y is the relative missile target separation. Yeah, remember, this is for missile guidance, but hey, guess what? Missile guidance and launch vehicle guidance can be very similar. They're both rockets. So this one uses the rate of change for... Oh, yeah, that actually does do it. So the augmented proportional navigation can use accelerations. It commands an acceleration. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it looks like a future project will be looking at implementing some version of a navigation system based on proportional navigation. I was working on a Moho mission and built this thingy. Oh, that actually looks awesome. How big is that? Because those are Terriers. For a second, I thought it was like a really, really small vehicle, but yeah, just how big is that thing, RJ? Yeah, hey, that works, Ronald. That works. Also, I think Sea Kraken, you showed me something, right? With the vehicle? Ooh. Oh yeah, that actually looks really good. Have you tested the abort scenario on that Sea Kraken? Yeah, that looks really slick for sure. I like it. 100%. As it includes landing in Ireland on certain aborts. For PEG, yeah. Or are you talking about PEG or UPFG? Because I know UPFG has abort scenarios in it. I know PEG was used, of course, on Saturn. UPFG was on the shuttle. No, stop. No, game, come back. Okay, cool. Yes, perfect. Haven't tested it yet, taking a break by watching a stream. Understandable. So there's one thing that I would like to check out, chat. To have a little fun. You know, just to have a little fun, question mark? It's not there. Oh, is it this one? Oh, but we have locked or invalid parts. You suck. Is missing, oh, battery bank. Oh, it's only missing a battery bank? I'm fine with that. Yeah, that should be good. That should be good. Gross. We recreated a very large, like to real scale, not KSP scale, version of Saturn, or not Saturn, of SLS. I don't know. Man, actually, I don't think I have any control system for this, do I? No, I do not. Never mind. That would have been nice. Hey, I'm reading papers way above my level again and saw something I've never seen before. What is the upside down V operator? Upside down V operator. Usually, depending on exactly how it is, it just means for all. Where is it exactly in equation 13? Oh. Oh, that's not actually the one I was thinking of. I was thinking you were, That's actually a good question. I don't know if I've seen that either. The purpose of the compound STC is to satisfy the condition given in equation 13. Yeah, I thought you were talking about this, which typically means like for all. Lambda? But like a cap lambda? Yeah, I've never seen that before. Does it have it? Here, 1 second. Let's see. Known as the wedge, and is typically represents a logical and. Well, yeah, but I don't think that's... Oh, wait, is it? No, not for I, not for j equals 1 to nc. So, wait, actually, I don't think that'd be logical and, no. Hey, what's up, Milu? We're trying to figure out what this operator is here. Not sure what that is. Is the index set for the arbitrary collection of open sets. Perhaps an analog will help clear up why it's needed. Suppose you want to prove a theorem about an arbitrary collection of infinitely many sets of integers, or finitely many sets of integers. You might start with let s equal s1, 2, 3, all the way to those sets. Be an arbitrary collection of n sets of integers. To notate s, oh, so it's just a way to like shorthand that. You could also write s equals that, where, oh, nice. So it's just shorthand notation for basically listing all the different sets. Huh. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But it's set of, that would be 1 through n of C? All sets, but, oh, for all sets in, no, not sets of T. Because it's sets of what in this case, right? Because it could be set of whatever J1, or 1 through n, like you have there. But it, in that case, it's for S. So what set is it talking about? Not C, right? Because C doesn't seem to be defined as a set anywhere. Without reading the paper. Oh, it says so in the paragraph above? Ah! I just didn't read far enough up. Oh, it is. Okay, so it is C. So it is the set of constraints. Okay, so it's just a handy way to list all of the sets. Okay, fair enough. There you go. Good deal. Kind of explained in the preceding paragraph. Well, you know what? I get it, okay? I read the 2 sentences above it, but not the 3rd sentence where it actually explained it. Let's see. Which one do I want? Do I want this one? No, I don't think I want this one. Does it? Ooh, it is this one. Yes. Yes, it is this one. I'll tell you what, reading is for chumps. All right. I don't read text. Yeah, I just need formulae. Indeed. 100%. So yeah, for this, I just want to do something very simple. I'm going to do this because the landing gear, unfortunately, on this thing don't work, as far as I remember, because the robotics in this game are iffy at best. So we're just going to have some static landing gear for this test. and make sure we auto strut them in. Good. Yep. Put it out on the pad. It's too large. Height 52, max is 36. How dare you? How dare you, game? All right, stand by. You're gonna have to drag yourself to bed. Sounds good. Have a good night. Thanks for the follow and thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Have a good one. All right, let's go ahead and just upgrade this so we get unlimited. Heck yeah. Wait, what? I have to clean up the debris, really? Why? Why do you make me do this? It's landed at the... Not this one. What are you talking about? Okay. I guess so. There we go. As it turns out, flight controllers have detected 2 additional helium leaks, one in top manifold 1 and the other in port manifold 1. Hold up. Can you link where that's from, Kato? No, I don't believe you. Please do not tell me that it is so. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kato. I totally had you walk into that. My bad. Totally for. No, I got it. You're good. You're good. Scott Manley's Twitter. Apologies for the delay updating. As it turns out, flight controllers have detected 2 additional helium leaks, one in top manifold 1 and the other in port manifold 1. That's an additional to the small leak in port manifold 2 that was known before launch. Top manifold 1 and port manifold have been isolated, taking 6 reaction control jets offline. Oh my god. No way. It's not great, Bob. I can't believe that. Oh my gosh, that makes me so sad. Oh my goodness. Wow. How much redundancy left? Well, they took 6 reaction control systems offline and they have what, 24? I mean, there's redundancy, it's fine. But still, that's not great. And I can only imagine that, you know, it's a helium leak. It's not like the systems don't work anymore. So if they actually had to use them, I'm sure they would use them and just have the leak. But they're trying to conserve the mission, so shut them down, right? Take them offline. So at least that's kind of what it seems to be. Yeah, I think they have 24. And they shut down 6. Yeah. Oh, the grip pads, the gravioli detector, a vector, a remote guidance. Son of a gun, chat. All for want of launching a Falcon 9. Is that too much to ask? Is it too much to ask, chat? Apparently it is. We have to go into our innovation save real quick. Yeah, that is super sad. But yeah, definitely want to... Oh, 1 second. Rocket Gal is texting. Cool. Okay. All right, so we're gonna have to go quit the main menu. But yeah, chat, that did not need to happen. Man, we even said it, man. We even said it on stream. Like when the first helium leak was found on Starliner in the system, I was like, are these isolated? Because you have 4 of the same system. Sorry for the bad vibes. All good. It happens. It's spaceflight. Spaceflight's hard. I just hope it doesn't, you know, deteriorate the mission and whatnot. Hopefully they can just deal with it. That would be the best best route forward. Come on, KSP, I believe in you. You can do it. Any second now. Thank you. So we'll actually load up the Falcon 9 from the other one since we had it in the save, changed the landing legs to be fixed, so we'll do that. Man, I can't believe that. That's gonna bug me now. Because we were even talking about it, chat. It's like, okay, because they were talking like, oh, it's we don't see it in the other systems and whatnot. This is probably just, you know, it's fine. It's like you have 4 systems total. You have 3 other exact same systems. So, one more. So Sunny and Butch have gone to bed. Flight controllers promised them a detailed update and presumably a manifold management plan when they get up tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. Eastern. The press into the space station rendezvous. It's not yet known what sort of impact, if any, the leaks might have on downstream maneuvers, but mission managers said before launch they had developed a variety of backup plans to manage the helium supply to the deorbit thruster. Yeah, definitely didn't figure this would necessarily be like mission critical, but it's definitely, you know, it's definitely not great. Yep, sounds good. Well, it doesn't sound good, but thanks. Thanks for the update. Tis good. Tis good. All right. Let's go ahead and fly this puppy and see what we can do in regards to the stuff here. Okay. So let's see. Up here, we should have our Falcon 9 launch. That seems fine. That should be it, and then let's launch it. Yep. 'Tis a bummer. Did we run out? No, just experienced, right? They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two. All right, come on now. Let's see if we can't land this Falcon 9 with the guidance that we developed for the other one. Because what I want to do is in test here, should be this one. One thing I do want to have work. That's fine. Perfect. That's our landing zone. Great. Yeah, I think all of this should be the same. Yep. Well, let's see what happens, chat. But first, we need our Falcon 9 launch. So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're yeeting off the pad, chat. Falcon 9's entering roll program. And should be entering pitch maneuver. We have a Falcon 9 landed booster right there. Right at the end of the runway. Pitch maneuver's begun. Looking most excellent, chat. Ooh, an eclipse. All right, we are throttle down for max Q. Should be ramping back throttle up to maintain that max Q of, I believe, 15,000 pascals. Looking good, throttling on up. Slowly but surely. Should be coming up on Miko in the next little bit of time here. Let's see how much, where are we at with the fuel? Oh, we still got a few tanks to burn through. Looking good. Waiting for stabilize. Stabilizing for Miko. And shutdown. Perfect. Engine ignition. And let's fly this one now, shall we? There we go. Boost back burn. Looking good. Shut down. Here we go. Cool. Now we have that. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get ourselves prepared for entry and such. Okay, and real quick, let me just check my action groups here. Yep, seems good. Grid fins deployed. Grid fins are working. Okay, now we just let it happen, chat. We need to go to our test, make sure we're running the right thing. Testing hover slam. That's it. No. No way. Nah, I just let the second stage go. It dropped it to this. It actually dropped it to the second stage. That's not what I wanted, man. Stop it. Are you controlling it? You are controlling it. Stop. 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 Now I need to go here. Oh god, and I gotta find it. Is it this one? And switch to. Oh goodness. Stand by. We had an anomaly? All right. Come on. Come on, game. You can do it. I believe in you. Hey, what's up, Thomas? How are you? There we go. Perfect. All right. Nice to see Starliner in orbit. Yes, indeed. But man, I can't believe they're having more helium problems. So that's really unfortunate. All right, so how are we looking here? Pretty good. Now let's put Starliner on Vulcan. Yeah, for sure. That'd be pretty sweet. I'm going to need to do a entry burn here, I think. I never really dove into KSP more, so watched the vids, but this makes me want to get back into it and learn more. Absolutely, Fortune. Awesome to hear. They're having problems. They are having problems. They experienced 3 additional helium leaks in the other thruster blocks. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of an entry burn here. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, they could pretty much abort. I mean, they could abort pretty much any time. I mean, it's not really ideal to do that, but yeah. Because, you know, I mean, worst comes to worst, they'd plan to do an abort. Yeah, indeed. Vehicles coming in, chat. Oh, there we go. It's flying. We're flying. Oh, yeah, we're flying, chat. I love that these grid fins work. I love that they were chatting. Holy aerodynamic forces indeed, right? We overshot just a little bit here. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. There we go. There we go. Oh, what was that? Wait, what? What was that? Skirt. Wait, what happened? What happened? Something had exploded and it stopped controlling. Oh no. Oh well, I don't know what I don't know how that happened. Oh goodness. Part count, yes indeed. How did you make the stock grid fins? So I used some of the very tiny propeller blades inside of it to make it, you know, kind of hide them, and then a lot of thermometers. Each one I think is 60 parts, so there you go. And now it's a missile, chat. See, this is why ITAR exists, because this can happen. Now it's a missile. Uh-oh. This is fine. This is fine. We are just gonna go nose first right into the ground. Yeah, 60 parts each. And lawn dart. Nose first. Yeah, exactly, Kato. Let's bring that back and see what actually was the issue there. I'm not sure. Close. And bring it back. You'll just get KER, there you go. It did a starship, oof. Was that the ever first stop and go for a rocket? Maybe, maybe. Does this picture exude don't mess with my inner, don't mess with me? Ah, yes. That it would. That it would do very much that. Alrighty then. So. Wait. No, yes. Yes. I think we're okay. I think we're fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and reinitialize. Perfect. Seems kind of overkill, but no, it's not. That's the beauty of it, is that it's not overkill. Yeah, exactly, Thomas. 100%. More silo codes. All right. Let's go ahead and prepare to do our burn. All right, entry burn. Entry burn is good. Exactly, Panta. Both. Why can't both be true? You mean supersonic retropropulsion? I do? Maybe? Question mark? Yes? Band name when? What's the ball in the second stage for? It's to emulate the push rod that's on the real Falcon 9. Pretty much it. Quite literally have a pneumatic rod that goes and fits into the pintle injector on the second stage, like inside the engine, and it just pushes up on that pintle injector to help it move away. Hey, looking pretty good, chat. We're not gonna get as close on this one. That might be for the better. There we go. Landing burn has begun. Tease it. Uh-oh. Oh, this is bad. This is bad, chat. This is bad. This is very bad. Come on. Come on. Come on. Very bad. Come on. Come on, no! Skeet, skeet, skeet. Skirt. Oof. Well, that's one way to do it, chat. That is certainly one way to do it. Right at the eclipse. I think that's the problem, chat. I think it's the eclipse that did it. Yeah, hi, solar eclipse, indeed. Bad omen and all that jazz. But there you go. But anyways, chat, like I said, this was going to have to be a slightly shortcut stream. Why? Because gotta get dinner started, gotta go to sleep early, because we're gonna try and be back here at like 4 a.m. Mountain Time to start streaming ahead of Flight Test 4. Yes, Flight Test 4, Starship, right there. We're like 9 hours away, chat. 9 hours, or 10 hours, I guess it should be. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Hopefully we can be here at 4 a.m. If not, well, then I'm sleeping, chat. If I'm not here, it's because I'm sleeping. But I'm gonna try to be here so we can have a little watch party and all that jazz. You're going to cover the Starship failure. The Starship successful failure, you mean? But anyways, that's it for me, chat. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great Thursday, wherever you may be. And we'll be back here on Friday. So until then, chat, laters. Yes, until tomorrow. Like I said, if I'm not here, it's because I'm sleeping, like normal people. But I will try to be here, because we're not normal. Yeah, that.